So I just rolled up to Don Muang International Airport for my flight to Kuala Lumpur. This is the original international airport here in Bangkok, and today it does smaller international flights like my 2-hour flight to Malaysia and inner Thailand flights. Suvarnabhumi, the larger new airport, is going to handle all the 777s and A350s, heavy duty traffic. Okay, so I made it past security here at Don Muang. Relatively painless. There's a Nok Air landing. You notice off in the background is a golf course right next to the runway. So probably not a good place to hack your ball, shank it off onto a 737. The one thing here about Don Muang is I've flown in here a half dozen times. A few times from Hong Kong, and most of your intra-Thailand flights are going to be here at the smaller Don Muang. This is the original international airport before they opened Suvarnabhumi. This is still an international airport. I'm flying to Malaysia today, but it mostly handles these, whatever that is, an A320, A321. That's what I'm on today. Most of the AirAsia flights are going to be here in Don Muang. I'm flying AirAsia. AirAsia, consider it a discount airline like in the United States, Frontier or Spirit. In the UK, maybe Ryanair. It's a great airline. You just have to understand you get exactly what you're paying for. If you want to pick a seat, that's going to be $5 in the back, $10 in the front. If you need to go to the front counter to get your boarding pass, they're going to charge you for that. They're going to charge you for every little thing. If you can understand how the system works. The other thing is a bag. That's my bag. 7 kilograms or about 15 pounds. And there's signs everywhere that say it's strictly enforced. They're just scanning the crowd for somebody who might have got past security with what appears to be a 25-pound bag. See, it says 7 kilogram strictly enforced. And they'll weigh it. And just like Spirit in the United States, you'll see people up at the front counter yelling and screaming because they can't believe they're being charged an extra, I'll make it up, $50 for an overweight bag. But that's what it's going to cost if you don't play by the rules. If you need to carry a bag that's larger than 15 pounds, well, you're going to have to pay for it ahead of time and perhaps even check it. They kind of want to limit the carry-on to 7 kilograms or about 15 pounds. So if you need a 25-30 pound bag, you're probably going to have to check it and pay for that ahead of time, or you're going to pay, I don't know, 5 times the price if you show up at the airport. Another thing is everything is different in Thailand. It can be different. You fly in 5 times and it'll be different all 5 times. I scanned my passport in at AirAsia, and it said pre-approved for your documents. Well, I showed up and there was a huge line I showed up about an hour and a half before the flight. Maybe you should get here earlier, but that's what I did. That's another story. We got caught in traffic. I only have a carry-on, and I printed out my boarding pass. I showed up and asked the lady at the head of this big long line if I can just proceed straight to security, and she said, no, you need to have your documents checked. I explained, I uploaded my document, and I thought I was pre-approved. She rushed it up to the front counter, and the lady said, yeah, you're good to go. But keep in mind, she could have easily sent me to the back of that line to get my passport checked out. So give yourself time for that, even if you're not checking a bag. The other thing, kind of interesting, she asked me for my return ticket because I'm living here on a retirement visa in Thailand. I explained I'll be returning, and she asked me, well, where's your return ticket? Well, I'm flying back on Thai Airways. I offered to bring it up on my phone, and she said, no, that's fine. But you might have to explain where your return ticket is. Again, that never happened to me in the past, but it happened today. The other thing to consider when flying here out of Don Muang, you're going to pass Chiang Mai, which is the large government building. It's the size of the Pentagon in the U.S. It's huge. Maybe it's just my bad luck, but every time I come off in this direction, maybe 6 trips in the past 3 months, 2 of those times, including today, they've brought traffic to a complete halt, and we sit there for about 10 minutes, and then here comes a motorcade. Motorcycles and a couple of important people in some Toyota limo vans. So be aware that you are coming through. It's kind of like Washington, D.C., where they'll just stop traffic and make everybody sit there and wait for 15 minutes while the Secretary of Agriculture or whoever it is gets to where they need to be without traffic. It's probably also a good time to bring up Bolt and Grab car, kind of like Uber or Lyft in the United States. My car, I ordered it, heading to the airport, try to be here 2 hours early. He said, I'll be there in 5 minutes. It said that for about 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Then it changed to I'll be there in 10 minutes. He got to my condo probably 35 minutes later. So as you're ordering a car, just give yourself plenty of time. It's not uncommon for Grab and Bolt to kind of fudge on that I'll be there in 10 minutes. That could very easily turn into 30 minutes. So better to get to the airport a little early than sweat your car, especially if you hit one of those traffic jams. Just like at any airport in the world, they're going to board in zones. Zone 1, 2, 3. I'm in zone 3. I think you have to pay extra, like other airlines, to board in zone 1 or 2. So hopefully there'll be some overhead for my little backpack. Otherwise, it's going to go below my feet for a couple hours. No big deal. At security, they did require take your shoes off, take your belt off, pull your liquids out. I left my laptop inside a laptop bag. So that was the procedure. Fairly easy. I am leaving the country, so I went through immigration, I assume. She took a picture of me. You put your 4 fingers on the scanner. She didn't ask where I was going. Well, she saw on the ticket I was heading to Malaysia. She looked in my passport, and I do have a 12-month visa with multiple entry. So I think that was good enough for her. She did not ask for a return ticket. But again, your miles might vary on that. And there's the Nokia again. Looks like a 737. Also, most of the announcements here, of course, are in Thai, and then they'll follow up in English. Now, that's certainly helpful for me. I don't expect every country I visit to make an announcement in English. They certainly don't in many places. I believe Vietnam, it's Vietnamese, and then you got to figure out what's happening. But here in Thailand, it's very, very English-speaking friendly. Even all the signs, they're going to be in Thai and English. Again, that's not the case oftentimes from what I remember in a place like Vietnam. Even though this is the older airport here in Thailand, it's still a fairly nice, put together, clean place. Dairy Queen and plenty of food options. I passed a half dozen little restaurants, McDonald's, all those things. Plus all the lounges are here. I didn't bother with the lounge today. I might have lounge access to the Miracle Lounge, I believe. But I'd have to find it. No big deal. I think my plane boards in 15 or 20 minutes. It's closed up right now, but you can even get a massage here in the airport. I'm sure there's another massage place that is open. The other thing with AirAsia is the sooner you can buy the ticket, the better. This flight from Bangkok to Kuala Lumpur, I've seen it as cheap as $20, $19, $25. I'm flying, I'll call this prime time, at 1:45 in the afternoon, and I think last minute, I bought the ticket 3 days ago. I think I paid $68, and that included picking my seat. I wanted a window seat, get a little video. So that was $68 one way. And coming home, I'm flying on a Thai Airways 787 to Suvarnabhumi, just because I like the wide-body planes. And that flight last minute cost me $105 one way. The Thai Airways, your bigger airlines like that, you're not gonna get a $19 fare. You might get a $60 fare, but not 5 days before the flight. Here's our plane, arrived at the gate. Not sure what that is, an Airbus. Probably a 320.
Please have your passport with a photograph page open and your boarding pass ready for inspection by our gate staff and cabin crew during boarding the aircraft. And also check your belongings before leaving the gate. At this time, we would like to invite guests in Zone 1 for reflect, and guests seated on our seats to board now at gate number 21.